Hi, my name is Martha. Welcome back to my booktube channel. So today I'm gonna be doing a mix haul, like half library haul, half books I hauled in March, and yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna buy more books, but the temptation was so great, and I just since I've discovered the library, I hope this is just gonna be the last haul, but I might not keep that promise. But anyway, so I just decided since we're all stuck at home, let me just provide some entertainment for y'all. So yeah, let me not take too long on that. So the first book I have here is The Perks of a Wallflower by Stephen Jobski. Is it Chiboski? I'm so sorry, man. If you people butcher our African names, I'm allowed to butcher yours. Anyway, I think this is like I don't know, it's the mecca of YA, isn't it? Like it's where all the YA contemporaries were born from as they are known today. Everybody can't stop talking about this book. I think it's I mean, if you don't know about it, you're living under a rock. I think it's okay. It's about this freshman guy who the someone died in his school and he can't get over it, and so it goes through his whole year in high school, his first year in high school, and just a coming of age type of story. I've started it, not feeling it yet. I don't know. I'm still not gotten to where everyone feels it's so amazing yet, but maybe I will just try and give it a chance. But so far I'm not seeing what will convince me to follow the escapades of a white 15-year-old boy. We will see whether this interests me. Yeah. Ooh, wait, why is my hair tied like an auntie? You know what? Okay. I know I'm supposed to keep it tied for continuity, but I don't care. My hair is gonna be out. Y'all gonna see this fresh braid. Like,
Now you go see the real me. You go see the real me.
come on. Come on. Okay. The next one I have is All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders. This I think is a mixture of sci-fi and fantasy, like literally. So the female character, I think is Louisa, no Patricia, is a witch, and she discovers this parliament of birds. Was it? I don't remember, but she discovers that she has this sort of powers and stuff. And then the male character, what's his name again? Lawrence is a scientist, and he invented a 2-second time machine. And yeah, so they kind of meet when they're teenagers, and then again when they're adults, and they're gonna like save the world. Yeah, I hope I like this. I picked this up because of booktube, so please guys, don't let me down. The next one I have here is Kindred by Octavia Butler. This is basically every time you ask for a book written by a black woman, that I mean written by a black person that is sci-fi, everybody will always recommend this. So I finally decided to go and pick it up. I read the sample and it was quite good, and I got it from the library. And yeah, I usually don't like reading slave narratives, slave stories, or anything that has to do with black trauma, but I just liked the opening. Like it was so like fast paced, exciting, and all that. Yeah, I heard there was a graphic novel and I wanted to get that, but after seeing some reviews, apparently the way it's drawn, it's they've drawn the main character to look like a man, and I kind of don't gel with that. And also it's supposed to be really intense and brutal, and I'm just not ready for this. So as much as I loved the opening and stuff, I'm just gonna chill with this one. I'm gonna take my time. As much as it's a library book and I only have a month to read it, I'm just gonna you know put this a bit down the pile, although I have to read this before what's it called, the other nonfiction book I have, what's it called? The Wretched of the Earth, because I'd rather get through a fiction book fast than that one. That one is short and hard to get through. The next one is After the Flood by Cassandra Montag. This is, I think, another fantasy set at sea. I really don't know much about it apart from it's about a mother and a daughter, and the mother's other child. Um, I mean, the mother wants to go look for her child who the dad took away, and I think they take that journey together with the other daughter. So yeah, I don't know much about it other than Jesse from Bowties and Books really loved it and raved about it. And since it was in the library, I thought, okay, might as well pick it. I hope I will like it as well as they did. I'm not into fantasy set at sea, but it seems there's a recurring theme here because it's another book I have set at sea. But you know what? That's a lie because I really love Pirates of the Caribbean, so I might just like this one. I don't know. Maybe I feel like with stories set at sea, they're so bleak and gray and not colorful at all, and I tend us to avoid them. But I hope I like this one. The next one I have here is Digital Democracy, Analog Politics by Nanjala Nyabola. She's a Kenyan author, and it's a nonfiction about digital activism in Kenya. I think a lot is spoken about the Chase Bank controversy, and the Kenyan 2017 elections, and also the digital feminist activist movement in Kenya, and how digital movements push things forward in Kenya. You know, people usually say social media doesn't do anything, but actually, there are examples here of how the use of Twitter is moving forward social and political social and political movements, like progressing those kinds of things. And yeah, I love that it's written by a Kenyan author about Kenya. Usually, non-fictions or academic works about Africa are written by white people. And this is just a good book to have because you're looking at someone who is connected to directly to what's happening in Kenya and can tell you exactly what it is without this objective removed sort of way. So I feel like it's gonna be a bit personal as well. Hi, editing Martha here. I think what I meant to say here was that I was looking for something more empathetic rather than apathetic. Not that I think nonfiction shouldn't be objective regardless of who the author is, but that didn't come across well during the editing because it would disrupt the flow. So I've just left it there and added this footnote for y'all. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. And I'm not going to lie, the reason I even was interested was because of this cover. Just look at this mixture of, tech, like Afrofuturism art, and it's just so, I mean, gorgeous. I mean, I don't see a lot of covers like this on Kenyan books, so I was like, might as well pick this one because it's so beautiful. The next book I have here is Our Bloody Pearl by D.N. Bryan. The main character is non-binary. They're a siren and they've been kidnapped by a pirate who I think is selling sirens for, I think, spare parts, but somehow they are not being sold or whatever. And then the siren is rescued by another pirate or captain or whatever. And yeah, so it's this thing of the siren running away from the pirate who wants to possess them. I think I don't even know what the motivation is, but yeah, the main character, the other character who's not the siren, the captain is a black guy, which is quite intriguing. I didn't expect that. Very described properly. I picked this up because Sage from Sage Reads liked it, and I hope I will like it. Dare say even love it. It's a fantasy set at sea, so I'm hedging my bets. And yeah, but I already sampled it and I feel good about it. So I mean, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't. So I think I don't know, but it looks like there's some chemistry between the two leads, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm always just looking for romance between characters, so I just hope I'm gonna love this. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Why do I keep saying yeah, yeah, yeah? Anyway, the next one I have here is an exaltation of Lux by Suan Lacker. Lacker? Lacker? I don't know, man. Some French ass pretentious name. I think this is sort of a polyam situation, romance fiction. I think heavily on the fiction. I think it's not women's fiction. It's not literally literary fiction, and it's also heavy romance. But I'm not. I just call it fiction for now because I'm not sure exactly what it is. But I think it's two lives following each other. So this guy who had to flee from Chile in the 70s on a September 11th, and this other guy whose life was changed on the 9/11 attack in New York. And so it's following their lives. So the one from Chile escapes from Chile, comes to America, meets this family, and grows up with them and falls in love with the daughter of the family. And then he meets this other guy, the other guy character, and it's sort of both the three of them, their lives intertwined. There's like the meaning of love is tested and stuff like that, and just the meaning of life and family, and I don't know, like it just sounded intriguing. And I read the sample, and it was the writing was so like it just pulled you in. I picked this because a reviewer I trust said the writing was beautiful, and when I saw it for myself, I was like, okay, I can get into this. I'm just trying to divorce myself from polyam books that are a bit trivial and sort of a straight white woman wish fulfillment. I'm trying not to have that as a representation of my head for polyam romance or romance as well. Like I'm just trying to find better written books and stuff. So if I can tell that the writing will be kind of off, I'm just like, not into that right now. And also, I feel like it's gonna be healthier for me to read more mature writing. So I'm just gonna put the other stuff on pause. The other one written by the same author is also A Charm of Finches. I think this is kind of a spoiler for this one because this one has Javier from the first one, and I don't. It means that it didn't end well for him in the first book because he's the main character in this one, and I feel like it's also another polyam situation, but now with three men, and it's just about him like meeting someone, getting a second chance at love. Actually, it says a third chance at love, so I have no clue what the hell happened here. Like, yeah. Um, so I don't know. Like, I'm excited for both of them. Like, the plot just sounds intriguing, and yeah. The only thing is, yeah. Let me show you the third one. So I have the third one because it's a trio, and y'all, I am like emptying up my bank account with this thing. I shouldn't have bought all three. I probably should have just bought the first and seen how it went. But I was too excited to get the second one as well. And I thought, okay, I might as well get the third one. So this one, I don't think it's a romance. I think it's more of just fiction. So the main character is not connected to the two, but it could be. I don't know. So the main character has now discovered that he is adopted, and so he has to trace back his roots throughout the novel. And I think he's also from Chile, which might be the connection to the other two books. So yeah, the only thing is these books, man, like what, as in I'm not one to be so shallow in the choice of books, but like the pages are white, man. Like Why are these printed like textbooks? Why? What was the reason? Why? I don't know. It's like they were meant to be sold as Kindle books, and then they were just printed for anyone who wanted the physicals. But it's like I don't want to buy the Kindle because if I don't like it, why will I take it? I can't donate it, and it'll just as in one thing about me, I can't delete a book I bought on Kindle because I feel like that's a waste of money. So I'd rather just buy the book or take the L and go. But yeah, I hope I will love it though. The next book I have here is Let's Go Swimming on Doomsday by Natalie C. Anderson. I think this is a YA thriller, which is interesting because not a lot of books set in Africa about Africans are classified as YA. They're mostly classified as literary fiction for adults. And I think that's great because I feel like a lot of you can find a teenage character in an African book written by an African, but yet it's marketed to adults, and then young people don't read it, so they end up reading stuff written by Americans and stuff. So I that was good, but at the same time, this was written by a white author, but the reason I picked it was because the author is has worked in in these NGOs and kind of has seen firsthand what goes on with refugees and all that situation, and also acknowledges their role as a white author writing about a black boy's story. And also Jesse from Bow Ties and Books highly recommends this book and has all discussed the same thing, so I feel a bit of trust going into this book. And yeah, I'm really having a good feeling about this one. And yeah, it's quite an interestingly printed book, like weird ass pages to make it look old and stuff, which is interesting. I haven't even said what the book is about. I think it's about this boy called Abdi, if I'm not wrong, who is 16, and his brother has been kidnapped by Al Shabaab. So he wants to go rescue his brother, but his brother has now been indoctrinated into Al Shabaab, and he can't now reveal himself. Now Abdi can't reveal himself as a spy because I mean, they'll kill him. So yeah, so it's just about him trying to get his brother out, and also I think he's spying for the American government and stuff, or the CIA. I don't know. So yeah, that's what it's about. I usually don't like thrillers, but I feel like I'll have a good feeling about this. Also, Mariama recommended this book. I'll link their channel down below. I trust them, so I feel like I'm going into this with strong recommendations, so I hope I will love it. The last book I have here is this bad boy, New Daughters of Africa, edited by Margaret Busby. This is an anthology of just 200 African writers from the continent, the diaspora, a bit of, yeah, everything really. And yeah, I think it's like this anthology written by a bunch of women, and there's a lot of it's just I think a lot about feminism written in stories, in poems, in essays and stuff like that. I'm not sure what to expect. My vague idea is that I'm gonna read about something that has a feminist lens in each of the stories. It might not be a feminist story in here, but I don't know. I'm just happy to read from so many perspectives of African women, and it's the modern one because the old one was Daughters of Africa. So it's like all the modern African contemporary writers out there right now, and also actually not yeah most of them, but I think it starts from like the 1800s up to the 2010s, and yeah, so it's like no, I think It's based on when all of them were born. Yeah, so it can't reach the 2010s. I think it reaches maybe just the 90s, I think. But it has all African women from all parts of Africa as well, which I appreciate. It's not just one part and stuff. And also there are diaspora America, and I think there are some British authors in here and stuff. So yeah, this will is a big thing. Like, look, it's like literally a Bible. Look at that. I think it'll take me like a year to finish. And yeah, so you people who have been telling me to give them after I'm done, it might not take, I mean, I might take years to finish this because look at this thing. It's so big. I don't even know how I'm gonna get it back to Kenya. Like, I might have to ship my stuff home because this thing is just too huge. But yeah, yeah, so there's that. That's it for me for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching, and stay safe out there. Try and read a book, maybe do some art, maybe, maybe you could just try, I don't know, like talk to your friends. I don't know, try and FaceTime, try and, try something that I try to get something done that you wouldn't have otherwise, like me doing this video, for instance, or right now I'm trying to go and do some work. So stay safe, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. I've already said that, haven't I? Bye. Relax. Hey. Shit, this thing is heavy. Uh, struggles.